Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be listening to Thriller, performed by VoicePlay with J Nunn. So this has been not only highly anticipated from all of you, but this is something that I'm really looking forward to. The Halloween videos from VoicePlay over the last few years have been around The Nightmare Before Christmas, and they ran out of tunes from them, so I'm thrilled that they picked this one up. I'm so excited to jump into this one, but before we do, I do have some updates to share with you all. So this video is going to be the last video in this format that I've been doing since the beginning of me doing music reactions. And what I mean by that is my format is essentially the full reaction video, no pausing, just full listen through it, and then the analysis afterward. So the reason why I'm changing this is for a few reasons. The first reason being is that I'm going to launch my Patreon soon, and that's going to have the full uncut reactions and analysis. Everything that you guys want to see from these videos is going to be over there, and it's going to be early access, and that's just the lowest level of Patreon. I'm going to have higher levels as well, featuring different types of content and a lot more fun and exciting stuff. So I really hope that you guys join me there when it's ready to be launched, and I will absolutely give you guys updates as to when that will be. Another reason I'm doing this is also because many of my videos are not able to be monetized because I keep losing copyright disputes and appeals. And the primary reason I do lose them is because I can't fight them. I have no way of doing that because the entire first half of that video is the full uncut, unpaused, just reaction of me listening to it. And that's what I love to do with music, of course, which is exactly why I'm going to continue doing it, but over on Patreon. The reason why I have to cut it down and just do the analysis on YouTube is that's the only way I can get the videos through and keep them going and keep them consistent. So I still know that these videos are going to be awesome, and we're going to have a great time together, and we're going to pick apart these videos a little bit more and just have a good time. But if you guys want those full uncut reactions like we've been experiencing these last several months, I would love to see you guys over on Patreon for that. And just something else really briefly as well. I'm currently updating a lot of my equipment. I'm going to be getting a new microphone, so hopefully I'll be able to actually have some really clean beatboxing content, maybe even some singing content. I'm working on getting a backdrop, so hopefully that'll make the background look a lot better than this. And there's a ton of other things in development, and I'm so excited to keep pushing and keep growing this channel. And I really hope that all of you enjoy it, because I really wouldn't not only have this successful channel that I've been able to build so far and hopefully continue to keep building, but also because I recognize a lot of your altruism and compassion towards me and the channel. It has been even overwhelming at times, and I state this at the end of every single video. I'm so deeply appreciative of all of you being here watching these videos, and I'm going to say it again at the end of this one as well. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos, for engaging in the comments, for liking, subscribing, and just overall being able to have a wonderful rapport. I'm just so thrilled to have the opportunity to make these videos, not just for myself, but for all of you. And I am so excited to jump into this one. I think this video is a great end to the first chapter of Good Evening Stories, which is something else I've been thinking about. I might just change it to Good Evening Music or Good Evening Entertainment, because I am thinking about making other channels in the future. But as of right now, I think this is a really great piece to end the first chapter of this channel. This is going to be really awesome. I am so excited for the future, and I hope all of you are as well. Thank you so much for joining me on this leg of the journey. Here's to many more, and let's jump into VoicePlay's rendition of Thriller.
Thriller, thriller night. I'm gonna thrill you tonight. I'm gonna thrill you tonight. I'm gonna thrill It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. You hear the door slam and realize there's nowhere left to run. You feel the cold and wonder if you'll ever see the sun. You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination. Yeah, but all the while you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time.
Yeah!
For your life inside a killer thriller tonight.
Woo! Those arpeggios.
Thriller night. Night creatures calling the dead start to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the end in this town.
Oh, that snare.
This is the end.
To get you, there's demons closing in on every side. They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial.
Now is the time for you and I to cuddle close together. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. All through the night, I'll save you from the terror on the screen. I'll make you see.
Oh, yeah! Oh my gosh!
Cause I can thrill you more than any cool would ever dare try. Thriller night. So let me hold you tight and share a killer thriller.
The carrot!
Killer thriller. Killer thriller.
Oh! Oh, that makeup.
Falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
Oh, this echo.
Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand.
I'm getting chills,
face
man.
the
I'm getting
hounds of
chills.
hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
I'm gonna do it now. Thriller night. Girl, I can feel you more than any cool. Thriller night. So let me hold you tight and share a killer thriller. Killer thriller. Killer thriller.
Oh man, what a fun time that was. I'm gonna give my professional criticism of it, and then I'm going to give just how I personally feel of it. So, in terms of how this piece was executed and arranged, I thought it was awesome. The arrangement was so so well produced. So many Easter eggs from Michael Jackson style was hidden in there. The setting, the costuming, the makeup, oh my gosh, all exceptional. The execution of that arrangement was also exceptional. It was, you could tell that every single artist within VoicePlay absolutely nailed their part and all contributed to the team effort that is a cappella music to produce this piece to the best of their ability. I think that was so freaking awesome. So, that said, personal opinion. I digged it. I didn't like it as much as I was hoping I would like it, mainly because VoicePlay did another Michael Jackson video where they had a guest artist, and I'm sorry I forgot who that was, but he had a voice that sounded so much like Michael Jackson, but had his own unique flair and style to it, where whenever I listen to a Michael Jackson song, to me, Michael Jackson is such an iconic musician that every single piece I've ever heard him perform that was his piece, if I hear another group do it, regardless of how good the arrangement is or how good the execution of the piece was, I really need to feel Michael in those pieces. And that is exceptionally difficult to do if you don't have a vocalist that can match his timbre, that can match his style and energy and charisma and character. And that's part of the reason why I think Michael Jackson is one of the greatest performers of all time, right up there with people like Freddie Mercury. So when I listen to this piece, it's really hard for me to not crave Michael Jackson's own energy in the piece. And I just didn't get a lot of that in this piece. But with all of that said, I go back to my professional opinion, which is I still really dig the piece. And I can't drive that home enough. There was so much character and staging and whimsy, and this just screamed VoicePlay throughout the entirety of the piece, because it just had really strong a cappella music, incredible set design, really whimsical character choices between each of them, Lane throwing in his own Easter egg with the carrot, but just everything coming together, them having a really great time, and you could see them having a great time through the camera, which makes me really enjoy their performance as well. I say this all the time in my videos. If the artist on stage is having a great time, then I'm having a great time. Because I don't feel any discomfort, I don't feel any tension, because if the artist feels tense and if the artist feels like, oh my gosh, this didn't go right, then I feel a certain level of stress with them. I'm connected with them in that way. So the fact that they were having fun, they were having a good time, they were projecting out their characters and this exceptional music directly through to their audience, I really felt that, and I really had a great time with it. So with all of that said, let's jump into the analysis of this.
Thriller, thriller night.
I love that haunting laugh and just immediately starting off on this very strong forte or loud volume dynamic, and having that just be so clean and refined. You don't hear a bunch of THs where it's a little spread out and a little sloppy, where you hear thriller, you get thriller. It's just very crisp, very forward, in your face, right from second one. I love that.
I'm gonna tell you tonight. It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost your heart. You try to scream.
I love that. On that line where he says, when it almost got your heart, just the fact that he omitted got and had a little bit of a jolt there. That's a really nice character choice. but he didn't lose any of the integrity of the musical cadence. It flowed very nicely, and it fit within the theme of this introduction to the piece, where we start off very strong, we come back into like a mezzo piano or medium soft volume dynamic, and we just allow this to really grow back into the chorus once again, back into that forte strong energy. But just the fact that while we're in this mezzo piano place where it's not very intense or as drawing as the beginning of the pieces, we still need to be actively engaged with it. And that's where some of this character choice comes in. And that's what I really, really dig about this.
Sound before you make it. You start to freeze.
His vocal runs are also really nice too. I think his vocal runs are really well executed and really nice. Do I think that they need to be here while the rest of the group starts having their little fun echo of the main melodic line? I don't think it needs to be there. I think it's nice to have that additional layer. But just for me on a personal level, I've never been a fan of having vocal acrobatics in a piece just to show off a voice a little bit more. You know, I always felt like if there are going to be vocal acrobatics, that it needs to serve a very specific function within the piece itself. And I can see it adding a little bit more depth to this cadence, which is why I think it's okay in this particular instance. But I'm not 100% sold on it yet. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments, whether or not you think that that vocal run was really needed in that particular section. Let's listen to it again.
You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed.
Oh, I love that crescendo. Let's listen to that again.
You start to freeze as horror looks you
And I love that as, like, I'm sorry I'm pausing so much, but listen to this.
You start to freeze as horror looks you right between.
Just the fact that the group comes in on as immediately, right before the actual melodic line does, it gives you that feeling of pressure. It gives you that feeling of nervousness, of jolty nature. Oh yeah, and it fits this atmosphere so well. That was an exceptional choice. Loved that.
You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed.
Yeah, and I love the fact they stopped on paralyzed, because it's a great play on words where it's the word paralyzed where they stop. It's funny. But also, it was really clean. The musical execution of it was also really good. And also, Jeff's bass line here is so smooth. If you don't pay attention to it, you can easily miss it. But oh my gosh, dude, it's just so sultry, and it feels like it has this cloth over it where it has this almost dampened effect, yet you can still feel its richness and its warmth if you pay close attention to it, and it just fully rounds out the rest of the sound that's happening in all of the other parts. It's so good. Like, let's listen to Jeff's line here.
You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. You hear the door slam and realize that.
I wish they had the same door from the video. I really loved that effect, but just the fact that they did something is really nice.
You hear the door slam and realize there's nowhere left to run. You feel the cold and wonder if you'll ever see the sun.
I love that.
You close your eyes.
And the eyes in this video, they do such a great job highlighting them. They look so good.
Wonder if you'll ever see the sun. You close your eyes and hope that this is just
I love the fact that there's always a slight delay from the rest of the group to the leading melodic line. Originally, it was as with Ellie, and now it's and with Jaynun. I love this.
You close your eyes and hope that this is just imagination. Yeah.
those tight harmonies here. And hope that this is just imagine. Oh my gosh. Like, it is so difficult to pull off these very, very clean harmonies, yet to do so with this kind of marcato or bouncy type of vocal line. It's just so difficult, dude. And they make it seem so effortless. It's so well executed.
And hope that this is just imagination. Yeah.
Ah, that crescendo. Oh my gosh.
Imagination. Yeah. But all the while, you hear a creature creeping up behind. You're out of time.
Oh, that effect too, with that you're outa, and just closing in on that a little bit. Oh my gosh. And again, so clean, so consistent throughout the entirety of the piece. So well done, dude. This does not get enough recognition for how clean this group is. Honestly, so good.
Been up behind, you're out of time.
Yes, the rule of 3. Yes, love that. Cause this is Thriller. Yeah, love that.
Thriller night, no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike.
Love that. This arrangement is so good, dude.
Thriller night, no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's Thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller night,
And I love that head bob. A really great Michael Jackson Easter egg there.
about to strike. You know it's Thriller. Thriller night.
You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller tonight.
Woo! That arpeggio, so simple, but so well executed that it's just so dazzling every time they commit to one. Oh yeah, and an arpeggio is just a broken chord, do-do-do. Yeah, so good.
Thriller tonight.
Thriller night. Night creatures calling the dead start to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the end in this time.
Oh, and notice the snare coming in now. Instead of having this more crisp snare that Lane was doing before, now we're getting this more spread out, more breathy kind of snare. Yeah, dude. It adds so much more gravitas and depth to this upcoming section. Love that.
There's no escaping the jaws of the end in this time.
Ugh.
This is the end of your life.
Yeah, right there, what Ellie did, I think those are wonderful vocal acrobatics because he just finished his cadence and now he's riffing off of it, where the background vocals are now just supporting him instead of having their own limelight, let's say. And this really feels like his signature at the end of the cadence, instead of having the cadence end and then beginning a new cadence with just this run. This really feels like he's penning this line, and it feels very necessary for this particular run. This is a particular vocal acrobatic run that I really, really appreciate in the arrangement of the piece for. I love it. I'm going to listen to it again.
This is the end of your life.
They're out to get
Yeah.
you. There's demons closing in on every side. They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial.
Now is the time for you and I to cuddle close together. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. All through the night.
That's something I don't really understand as much, where people say the word yeah, not as a response to anything, not to verify anything, but just to say yeah, just to have a filler word in between vocal lines. And I don't know, like, for me personally, if you're going to say a word, I feel like that word needs to mean something in the context of the rest of the song. And if you want to have a vocal line in between two particular musical sentences, I don't know, maybe you could use maybe just having a vowel that you commit to, a particular atmospheric vowel, like a very closed ooh, for example, because ooh feels very tight, close to the body. And you could still have a nice vocal run with it if you really needed to have that in there to connect the two phrases. But I don't know, if you're saying a word, I feel like that word needs to mean something. But that could very well just be me personally, and people can love it. And no judgment on that. It's just how I feel about it.
I'll save you from the terror on the screen. I'll make you see.
Oh, that effect was so good.
I'll make you see that this is Thriller.
I love that.
Thriller night, 'cause I can thrill you more than any cool would ever dare try. Thriller night, so let me hold you tight and share a killer thriller, killer thriller, killer thriller.
Oh.
Darkness falls across the land.
Oh, I love this heartbeat kind of feeling from the rest of the group. Hoo, 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 hoo. Just these offbeat oohs, while you feel the pulse of this groove just in this constant momentum. Oh my gosh, it's so haunting. I love that.
Darkness falls across the land.
Oh.
The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell.
Oh, I love the way Jeff says that. Hounds. Really creating this really dark, open space in his mouth. I love that. And the fact that this is just resting in this bass register where it's very soft and almost seemingly non-threatening, which is exactly why it is threatening. Have you ever had a partner, a loved one, or even just a friend come up to you and just say, "I'm not mad"? There's a certain inflection that comes with that. A certain darkness and eeriness that you feel deep in your bones. It's our ability as human beings to be able to recognize the subtext in their words, not just the words themselves, but recognizing the inflections in their voice, in their body language, in their eyes. So to have this very smooth, sultry voice that seems unassuming, but looking at them, looking at their eyes, looking at their body language, their intentions, you know that this is terrifying. And I love this feeling, having this contrast. Oh, it's so good.
Must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell.
Thriller night. Oh, it's Thriller night.
Yeah, and there. I think that's another beautiful little vocal riff he did. It fit really well in his own little section there, and it was so lovely, and it was soft, and it let him know, and it let the audience know that he's terrified, he's lost, he's nervous, fighting for his life, but because of that nervousness, his voice is softer, and that is intentionally written into the music. And having that little vocal line was very similar to Ellie's, where it's his signature right at the very end of his phrase, and it fits within the context. I really, really dig that. Listening to it again.
Inside a corpse's shell.
Thriller night. Oh, it's Thriller night.
The foulest stench is in the air. The funk of 40,000 years. And grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver. For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
I'm gonna do it now.
That entire last sequence was incredible, and let me tell you why. First off, the background vocals were singing ooh on one consistent breath. Not throughout the entire thing. There were really clear moments where they did breathe, but because of the audio engineering of the piece, having this reverb just echo their ooh a little longer, where when they do breathe and you still hear that echo of the ooh, it makes it feel like this ooh is just so consistent all the way through from the beginning to the end of Jeff's sung monologue, let's say there. And it was so haunting, just having this very gentle reverb on this ooh and having that reverb be slightly dampened so you could really focus on this haunting, chilling nature of Jeff's voice. Incredible. Brilliant engineering and brilliant arrangement, brilliant execution on their part. Loved that. And just immediately coming back into this section here with Jaenon fully transformed, ready to go into it. Ah, yeah.
The evil love, the thriller.
I'm gonna do it tonight. Thriller night. Girl, I can tell you more than any good. Thriller.
Nice.
So let me hold you tight and share a killer, thriller, killer, thriller, killer, thriller tonight.
Love that ending chord too. Want to hear that again.
Killer, thriller, killer, thriller
That was so good, man. It was so well executed, so clean. The arrangement was awesome. I can't emphasize the makeup itself was so chilling. I loved it. I loved it so much, and the atmosphere was great. The ambiance was great, and it felt like a classy voice play piece. You got good theatrics, amazing acapella, amazing execution, great beatboxing through it. The bass line was so sultry. The backup vocals were strong and consistent. You got really great highlights of each of the members at their own time. And honestly, it was just really well done. And I really digged it overall. Voice play, guys. Awesome job. I digged it. I really did. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heart or reply to them, so please know that your comments do not go unnoticed. My live streams are currently Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I am considering making a new live stream schedule where I not only have the one live stream at Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but also another one throughout the week where I might do something else, where I might do some beatboxing or singing or maybe playing a game that has a in-depth story basis or something. Whatever the case is, we'll figure it out together, I'm sure. And I'm just so thrilled to have you guys here watching these videos. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you so much for being here. I can't emphasize that enough. Thank you. And I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.